Well, good evening, everybody. First recording of the night of two. This recording is about demonic possession, changelings, and existence. So, I exist. We exist. So, any form of neurodivergent, whether it be whatever, autism level 3, level 2, level 1, ADHD, whatever, would have been viewed as a changeling in ancient Scotland and Ireland, or wherever the Celts were at whatever time. There's been a lot of evidence they were here too. Because the human race goes around the world. Once they got outnumbered by like 9 to 10 to 1, then they had to go. Outnumbered by other tribes like Polynesians and that coming in. Who knows? New Zealand has been. Who knows who was here first? New Zealand has been hundreds of thousands of years in existence. So the thing is that with the Celts, they had their own understanding of autism, but they never called it autism. It was called changelings, and they believed that there was like a changeling fairy, like an older aged fairy that wanted the child to stay behind to take care of it. So the child was still partially in the world and partially in this one. Even though we're all spiritual, that's why it was, some of them, like, they perceived it as, because we have our weaknesses and our strengths, and it comes, and it's a spectrum. So they'll say, okay, this one has been being held back by this fairy, because the fairy wants to take care of it. So it's disability, and this is how you get rid of the fairy. And they had all these different things, like putting iron around the bed, or iron scissors, and iron this and that. And a real extreme was to burn the child. Because that's what it was. Now, obviously, okay, so in my opinion, I was going to say something else, but I'll just say it this way. My opinion, from my encounters, it seems to me that like these negative entities are pretty much people, or the energy of a conglomerate of people who never got to live the life that they wanted to live. They had a terrible life, and they haven't been able to cross over to the other side or go to wherever the afterlife is, because every so-called demon was real negative. It's really negative and toxic. That has tried to scare me and take over me and things like that. Turns out, they have, it's just human emotions. But so whether it's a disembodied, well, they don't have a body, they don't have a physical body. So whether it's a disembodied person, or it's a conglomerate of a whole family line, or maybe a village or something, and the negative emotions that came along with that village, because there'll probably be positive ones and all that too, but also that ego is a good thing, but I think that it contributes to these types of things when you don't get to live out the life that you want to live. And if there's a whole, if it's due to outright oppression, that can be in a disembodied soul when they die, that doesn't make it to the other side, maybe fully away or whatever. I'm just going by experiences, not by writings. Well, some writings say this, some say other things. I'm sharing my opinions based upon my experiences, and others, they're a conglomerate of the unhealed trauma of a family line or unhealed trauma of a village or something, a group of people, maybe even a country nowadays. Well, it would have been the country back then because, it would have been based upon similar ancestry and stuff. But, because a lot of trauma comes along with being on the autism spectrum or on the DSM-5, and that's because you are wired in a way that's different to the high majority of people. So that means that you learn things differently and you perceive the world differently, and you have a different way of expressing your needs and a different way of meeting your needs and a different way of helping others. Unless they make it very clear to you what they'd like, what would be a blessing to them, what they'd appreciate, and they're telling the truth, then you'll go along with it to help them out. Now I've had some negative entities say to me, "Oh, you exist, all right. I'll show you exist. I'll make you feel real alive." But the energy was like really, really toxic, and it would have been like torturing. Yeah. And so what got me thinking about this, my most recent exam, I call them unfriendly visitors. Spiritual unfriendly visitors. And I've had one show up. I've had, in the past week, 2 of them showed up. And I just told them they weren't welcome here. And I didn't have any fear. I didn't have any hate. And yeah, I had love. Sort of for them, but more for the fact that love is a protection, and it's just good to operate out of that. And see, sometimes we think that we actually, well, I don't think this, but there's a song called I Exist, I Exist, I Exist, because people find it hard to believe that people have mindset like me. There's people like me out there that aren't faking it. This is who we are. This is who I am. It's like, really? Like, man, you're so different. Like, so like, yeah, we exist. We're not acting. This ain't an act. This is real. And we exist. And so it seems like because we're so different to everyone else out there, it seems like we don't exist and we don't have a voice, but we do. And I think that everyone would be different. Like if they were being their true authentic selves, you'll see how different everyone is. We're neurologically wired differently. So yeah, these negative entities, they were like, oh, you know what? I'll show you exist. I'll show you exist. And then they're like, yeah. I don't need to be tortured in order to realize that I exist. Now, obviously, autistic people in the past would have needed to do it to deal with the pain or to feel like they were alive. Some of them may have done that. But then there's a lot of positive entities too. Well, I think that these ones are either a conglomerate of the trauma of a family line or trauma of a village or group of people of some sort, or it is actually a disembodied, like a person who's left their body and has a whole ton of trauma that they weren't able to get to the other side or get to the afterlife or wherever it is where they were going. And so, yes, no hate, no fear, and no love for that. I kind of like, you want them to get healed, but you just got to get them to go. And so, we exist. And changelings aren't real because we are human. And, See,